Okay, and we're back for part two. And no more videos, kids. No more videos. That is all you get. So let us move on, and we'll go right into the news. I think that's you, Rob.
Okay, news time, news time.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, here we go, here we go. Falling Skies is a new game that's going to be out for the consoles pretty soon here. It's going to be stepping out of the small screen onto the console world on September 30th. That is Tuesday. Look for it on the 360, PS3, Wii U, and PC. Pre-orders at GameStop will include Tom Mason, which is the main character. And it's kind of strange that the rest of the game is not going to have him. Wii U PC will be digital only, and 360 PS3 will also have a disc or will have a disc version available. The season pass for Assassin's Creed Unity will include a standalone game. The $30 season pass is going to include the game Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, which is set on the Great Wall of China. It's set in the 16th century, Middle Kingdom, and stars Jun, which is the female assassin that was trained under Ezio Auditore. I hope I said that right. He was Assassin's Creed 2? Yeah, not 1. Yeah, I think it was 2. Look for more DLC for Trials Fusion to hit on October 7th. It's going to be called Welcome to the Abyss. The pack is going to add 10 tracks, 24 challenges to the motorcycle game, as well as 5 new achievements. The pack is part of Trial Fusion's season pass, which players can pick up this DLC alone for $4.99. IMC for Titanfall. IMC includes the fight for this is a new DLC. It includes the fight for
IMC Rising.
yeah IMC Rising. Uh, it continues the fight for the frontier. The This is the third DLC map pack for Titanfall. It's going to have a bunch of new maps, including Backwater, Zone 18, and Sand Trap. Speaking of traps, Skylanders Trap Team is set to release on October 5th for the 360 and Xbox One. This game is a little bit different than the previous games in the Skylanders universe. Basically, when you track down an escaped villain and defeat him in battle, you have the option to capture him in the physical trap, which is, I guess, your base that you have. The villain lives inside the Traptanium portal. I guess that's the official name for it. But instead of being a bad guy, he instead works for the Skylanders, and you can play him using his special abilities in the fight for good, not evil. Watch Dogs Seasons Pass holders now have Bad Blood DLC available. Bad Blood focuses on Raymond T-Bone Kennedy, or Kenny, a hacker most notable for his appearance in the original Watch Dogs campaign. Bad Blood includes additional weapons, perks, and outfits, as well as a new Street Swap side missions. Either purchase the season pass for $20 or wait until Bad Blood comes available to the public on September 30th. We've been saying September 30th quite a bit here lately, and we're not done yet. GTA 5 on Xbox may be getting some new features posted on Rockstar's website and now deleted. Uh, it's This information is now available on Reddit, I guess exclusively. A brand new first-person mode, or this is what it said for what's going to be coming. A brand new first-person mode for vehicles that shows the interior of the vehicle, including working speedos, tax dash lights, and more. And then also another thing is a new first person mode on foot. So how about that? Looks like there's going to be some new changes afoot. Comedy Central app now available on Xbox One. New episodes of uh, current Comedy Central series, such as The Daily Show, Kay and Peele, and At Midnight, will appear on the app the day after they air. Older seasons of long-running shows like South Park will be available on the app, though it's currently unclear as to how far back the app's television archives will get to reach. Alongside these newer programs, the app will also include select classic series, including all 3 seasons of The Chappelle Show. No Xbox Live subscription is required. The app's offerings will be limited for anybody who lacks a valid cable television subscription. And I wonder how that's going to affect satellite folks, because it says cable. Bungie has unveiled the changes for Destiny in next week's 1.0.2 patch, and they should please fans unhappy with how often the game currently offers quality loot. Cade 6 took the Cryptarch aside and showed him a sack of doorknobs. This is a quote here. He decoded that mystery pretty quickly, reads Bungie's most prominent note. Following the 1.0.2 patch, the formerly stingy decoder will always produce legendary or better quality items, including material or exotics from matching engrams, while rare engrams are guaranteed to produce rare or better quality items, and now feature an increased chance of spawning elusive legendary quality items. Additionally, Ascendant materials have been upgraded to legendary status to closer associate them with the gear they are used to upgrade. Bungie warns players, however, that all legendary engrams in your inventory, once the patch goes live, will be downgraded to rares. You have been warned. Shadow of Mordor coming out on September 30th, yet again, on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. PS3 and 360 versions are delayed until November 18th. Wow, that's 6 weeks later. How about that? Kickbeat Special Edition out now for Xbox One. This is a rhythm game with a touch of kung fu from Zen Studios. They make some like pachinko game or something, pinball game. I don't know. It features fully 3D characters and high energy music. The Kickbeat Special Edition soundtrack features tracks from a diverse lineup of artists, and it is quite diverse here, from well-known bands such as Pendulum and Marilyn Manson to indie musicians Cell Dweller and Blue Stahli, to hidden talents like electronic music producer Voicians and Taiwanese rapper Shen Yi. Then on Sunday, September 28th, that's today, expect the unexpected to unfold. This sounds like one of those reality shows, Expect the Unexpected, like Big Brother or something. Expect the unexpected to unfold live with Red Bull Rampage on Xbox 360 in the United States. It's going to be available through the Red Bull TV app. Red Bull Rampage draws mountain bikers to Virgin, Utah to compete and test all around bike skills in a fierce competition. Destiny has a Destiny with updates. Says Bungie, in the last 2 weeks, there have been many surprises, bugs, exploits, world firsts, and a whole lot of fun. It's been an amazing time. We think now is a great time to step back and let you all know how we think the game is holding up and talk about some of the changes we are contemplating going forward. We will be patching some of these issues as early as today. Others will not be patched or addressed for a month or two. Stay tuned for updates, and thank you for all your feedback online. Then they have a list of quite a few things that they're going to be addressing. So if this is of interest to you, definitely check it out online. It's fairly easy to find. And lastly, Studio 2 Tribes announced that their game Riv, or was that Reeve, should be out for the Xbox One, PS4, Wii U, and PC via Steam. Look for it in early 2015. And that is all for the news today.
Good job, Rob.
Flash! Thank you.
So, cool. Roundtable. So, Mr. Wingman 709 put in here, and this is actually something I think we should discuss, whether it be briefly, briefly or not. But so, and I think you're putting this in here, Mark, because of the last couple months, the recent Xbox Live games for gold, if you want to say, for the Xbox One. Because I know for the 360, they're still changing, every half month, every 15 days, we're getting a different one. But on the Xbox One, it seems like, one's getting traded out. Because is there two games for Xbox One or just one?
There's still two.
There's
two,
two, but
games.
It seems like one is kind of lingering for 2 months, so it's like they're only changing it every 2 months. So the big thing is what do we think about that? And I was kind of thinking, and it's like it's kind of crappy, but then is there that many games out on the Xbox One to give away 2 new ones per month? And in this case, what's coming out this month was that Chariot? Is that what that is?
Chariot, and it will be Super Time Force is going to stick around for another month.
Stick around. Now, the cool thing about Chariot is that you're actually getting it the week that it releases, so you're getting a brand new game for free, which is pretty nice.
That's impressive,
Yeah. But I don't. I've been buying the games for Xbox One because as a gold member, that I'm just buying them. So when I eventually do own an Xbox One, Vince Veloki better not be using Facebook. I'll have a lot of things actually able to download and play. So I'm really not impacted, but it does seem kind of interesting, and I'm wondering if that'll change as the library gets a little bit larger. But what do you guys think? You're the Xbox One owners.
No, it's a smart move, but I think my concern is, and I mentioned this, I think right at the very beginning when they did this with Max, and then they repeated it with Crimson Dragon. I'm like, man, is this what we're going to be doing? I know the library on the Xbox One is not as vast as the 360, but still, you're taking what I'm used to getting 2 games free a month. I mean, that's what my Xbox Live Gold membership has grown to give me. Yes, you could say, well, if you're a 360 gamer, you're still getting 2 games free. Plus, you're getting another one or another 2 you get 3 out of every 2 months or something instead of 4. But it's the fact that the program is still changed. That's what I don't like. And obviously, this is what they're going to stick with because they've done it now 3 times in a row. So that's basically shorted us 3 games, if you want to look at it that way. Now, do they have to give it to me? No, because it's been, it's free. It's above beyond what reason I was paying for gold, for live. But it's when you do something and you give stuff away, and then you change it like this, and really you're actually not giving as much away, even though you're trying to say that you are. That's the kind of the problem I have with it. I feel like they can throw in anything, an indie game, anything. Why would you give us the same game for 2 months?
Right.
I just don't think that's the right way to treat your customers that are.
Or just change it once. Change it to 1 a month if you're going to do that, because most people have downloaded it the day it comes out. So it's just sitting on your website for nothing for a month.
Yeah, so I'm kind of concerned myself. I guess it's not a big deal. I'm not gonna not ban Microsoft from my house or anything like that. It's just an irritating thing that I really don't like the fact that they're doing this, because this was not what was ever stated they were going to do. That they were going to give out, make 1 game last 2 months, and that's what they're doing. That's what they have done since they started this program. So we're not getting 2 games a month. We're getting 3 games every 2 months.
Right.
And that does add up. That's 4 lost games, if you will, every year. And my understanding is that's the PlayStation Network is still giving you quite a few titles. You get them for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, the Vita. It seems like their library is a little bit better, and they're changing them every month. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Somebody, I'm not a PSN or a PlayStation Plus user, so if anybody in our group here that's in the chat group is a PSN Plus member, let me know if I'm incorrect. But it's just my understanding from the little bit that I've seen or read. I don't really pay attention to it too much, but it seems like they're getting a change of stuff every month. So I just don't think that's. I don't know. Do you guys think that's okay, or should we complain? Do we have a right to complain because it's really free? I mean, it's one of those weird things. It's free. I paid $50 a year for gold. All those years never got anything for free. Now they start giving it to you, but now they've kind of taken a little bit back. It's like I'm giving you this now. Oh, you bought my new console and spent all this money. Well, I'm gonna scale back what I'm giving to you. Like what? I'm supporting you. I bought your new system day one. I got 32 games in my library. Xbox One games, 32. This thing hasn't been out a year yet. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize it. The other day I happened to be looking and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy."
Yeah.
I think you have a problem.
I think you have a gaming problem.
You need help. You need help.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get too excited or aggravated quite yet. I mean, it's kind of weird because, for the 360, it's like, they gave out Halo Reach. And, Halo Reach should have been one that was given out a long time ago. Almost a year ago, I'd have gave out Halo Reach. And now they're just doing it. It's just like, I think they need to become a little more. I'd rather take one game a month for the 360 and have it be a more recent game than I would 2 games a month and have them be like really old. That makes, something a little more relevant.
That's true.
So.
I mean, in the case this month, 360 owners are going to get Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Darksiders 2. Well, so I could look at it and go, well, I already own Battlefield Bad Company 2, so I didn't get it there. Darksiders 2. I had no interest in. But same with last month. What did we get? There was, I think, one. I don't know what it is currently, but I think there was. I don't even think I downloaded. What was it? Halo Reach. Right now, that's what's that. So again, I didn't. I already own that one. So I guess in a way, I'm not getting anything there either. I'm not. But
Bad Company 2, when I heard that, I was just like, really? I mean, you're talking, oh my gosh.
Are those servers even online anymore?
I don't know.
That was my first question. Does he
They'll be
even
taken
have
off
those
soon.
servers?
They'll be taken off soon.
But you can't complain because the game's free.
Well, I've... that game's 6 years old.
Does the free game come with an online pass?
Oh, yeah, they removed all those.
Yeah,
they removed all those.
So...
But Bad Company 2, when did that come out? That had to be like 2009, I think.
2010. It says
was
right
it 2010?
in the article, yeah, EA's 2010 first-person shooter. So yeah, the game is 4 years old.
Yeah.
And Darksiders 2, I don't know when that. They didn't say when that one came out, but I mean, I'm not. I get stuff can be old. I mean, there's a huge library on the 360. You're not going to get stuff new. Cherry, it's brand new. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. Super Time Force is brand new. It was a freebie. I like that they're giving you that. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know. It just kind of bothers me that they went from 2 a month to one of them sticks around now for 2 months. So I was just curious if anybody else had that problem or, cared about it. Dark Predator said they get 2 games for the PS4 every month, but they seem to be getting worse from the strong start that they had. And he believes PS3 and Vita get 2 games as well. So you're looking at 6 games a month on the PS Plus compared to 1 or 2 with Xbox. So
nothing aggravates. I was thinking about this because I listen to the IGN and stuff. Nothing aggravates me more to hear IGN and PlayStation people talk about wanting day one digital releases so they can download their games. Every time I hear that, I just want to punch somebody. I don't know why it is. Yeah, just guess they knocked Xbox for trying to do it, and now that's all they want to do. But sorry, side note. So.
Anyways, what do you think, Rob?
I'm personally fine with the selection so far. I don't have the time to play what I'm getting right now as it is. Like this is one I forgot to mention earlier, but I played some Guacamelee
Ugh.
this week as well, and I don't even remember how long that thing sat on my system before I tried it. And with all of the major release titles that are going to be coming out, and us getting these free games, I mean, because some of these games are they're not quick 30-minute games. Like what was it? Max was at least 8 hours,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Right.
So these freebie games that we're getting, they're at least 8 hours, probably, if not more. Let alone because we're kind of going on the Xbox One a little more so than the 360, but I'm getting two 360 games a month that I can barely play, let alone the Xbox One games. And granted, some of them are rehashes that I had before, but that's a lot of gaming. And again, it's stuff that we didn't have before. Just a couple months back, I mean, this didn't exist.
Right.
So it's cool. I'm happy with it. Actually, I'm content with it. It's giving me a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't have tried. That's probably the biggest plus for me because there's games like Guacamelee. It's one that I totally passed up. I had no interest in it, and I played it. And it was okay, but it's still something that I never would have touched. Another one, we just talked about it. Was it the second version came out? Defense Grid. Defense Grid is another game I totally passed up.
Yeah.
And then they gave it to us for free. And I think, Mark, you passed it up too. They gave it us for free, and then we loved it. So I view it also not just in terms of getting free games, but it's also a way to expand your library in some ways and expand your tastes by trying games that you normally never would have bought. And you get to experience some things just sort of outside of your box a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for me. I'm content with it. It's good. I like getting free stuff.
All right. Point taken.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So I guess we can move on to our last roundtable item. Let me pull that image back up. But real quickly, just wanted to. Yikes! Another video's playing. That video worked because it was small. All right, so this one I just want to talk. I thought this was kind of interesting. There was a report that came out that America favors gaming consoles for media streaming. So I thought we'd just talk about this real quick. I do want to read this article just to give you guys the
Sure.
information. I thought there was some really interesting stuff I found very
Yeah,
surprising in
yeah.
this. So the article reads, game consoles aren't really game consoles anymore. Sure, they play games, but they're also capable of plenty of non-gaming activities. In today's age, we have an abundance of apps and features installed on our consoles that make watching our favorite shows and movies easy and convenient. But of course, you already knew this. What you may not have known is that researchers at Parks Associates claim that game consoles are currently not just able to help us catch up on the latest season of your favorite TV show, but are reportedly the most popular method of doing so in the U.S. As reported by Home Media Magazine, Parks' data shows that roughly 46% of broadband connected homes use a console to access non gaming content via the internet, and of those homes, 28% use the console as their primary connected device. This high percentage of users edges out connected Blu ray players as well as streaming devices such as Roku Box or Apple TV. Smart TVs are reportedly the second most popular way for people to enjoy non gaming internet media. This may sound like a surprise, but really using the game console for non gaming entertainment has been around for some time. After all, one of the PlayStation 2's most touted features was its ability to play DVD movies. So what struck me interesting, I mean, I use mine. I watch Amazon Instant all the time. I like to watch a lot of TVs shows through there. I've found a lot of TV shows that I now start watching. I start recording on my with my DVR through my satellite. But stuff that it's like, hey, this has been out for a couple seasons. Let's see if this is any good. Um, I really enjoy some of these cool shows. So I love the ability to do that. But what struck me was that this is the number one way that people are doing it, and it's outpaced Roku boxes, which I thought were huge. I thought that I would have figured a Roku box or even the smart TVs would have, edged out a console device. But on the other hand, it doesn't surprise me when every time I get on, at least half the people on my friends list are watching TV, or when not watching TV. I don't wonder if that's included now if they consider that non-gaming now with your console, because every time I turn my console on every day, even to watch TV, because I have it set for my TV to come on immediately.
Right. That would be Xbox only.
Right, but I wonder if that's included in this. But anyways, prior to even that ability, you look at your friends list and half the group's watching Netflix or Twitch or YouTube or Amazon or Redbox or something like that. There's a lot of people. It's interesting. So I mean, were you guys surprised that the consoles are number one?
Like for me, at first, I was a little surprised by it because when I think of streaming, I immediately think Roku. That's sort of like where I immediately go to when I think of that stuff. So the more I thought about it, I mean, it definitely makes sense because if people have a console in their home, and there's millions of people that do, if you have them and it's going to be hooked up to your main TV, you have no reason to get a Roku because, or any other kind of streaming device, because your console does it. And I would think people would prefer the consoles because even older systems like a 360 or a PS3, I think they're going to be superior to a Roku style device for several reasons. Number one, the horsepower in the system is just going to totally outpace anything that one of those little set-top boxes can do. The ability to do like constant updates and all that. Well, the Rokus, I guess, do that as well. But I would think that they would be much better in terms of inputting information and speed and the user interface accessibility would be a much better experience on the consoles. Because I've got a Roku 2, and I know that's a little bit of an older box, but just trying to use the interface, it really stinks. It's very basic. Things just slide back and forth. Whereas on a 360, it's much easier to navigate. On an Xbox One, it's much easier to navigate. You've got that nice controller instead of that little guy that you gotta hold sideways, kind of like a Wii remote. So, at least that's my thoughts on it. Initially, I was kind of surprised by it, but the more I think about it, the more it makes. If I was in the situation of watching a lot of stuff in my living room, I would definitely use my console over a Roku.
Although, I mean, I prefer to use.
There's one downside. I was going to say there's one downside. If you get the family hooked on the console to watch Netflix, you are hosed when you want to play. So you got to get more than one console.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of the benefit of the PlayStation is I think you can offload, or even the Wii U, you can offload your gameplay to the Wii U. You can offload it while they're watching TV. You can play on that tablet controller thing, right?
Right.
Can't you do the same on the PlayStation if you have a Vita? Can't you dump the game to there or not?
I don't remember that as a feature.
Or is that like the old PSPs? You still have to have that version of the game. It's just like a 3DS, is it? I know there's some kind of connectivity with that Vita between the games. I just don't know if you can dump it off and let the family watch. But
Right.
No, the solution is you go out to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon and you buy one of these really cheap 360s, and then that's what you give the family to watch Netflix and stuff like that. That's your answer.
Yeah.
You never let them on the Xbox One. Never.
Yeah, my wife uses our TV just because it's quick to get to, but it's really like on my TV, with my TV being 3 years old. It only runs Netflix. Like, to use Amazon Prime, you have to use some Yahoo app or something like that to go bypass it, because our TV doesn't get the latest smart television OS by Samsung, because that's only the next year's model that gets that updated version. I mean, smart TVs are really stupid when it comes to an operating system. I mean, calling them a smart TV, I just want to beat, right in the back of the head whoever came up with that, because I don't see why the operating systems are like that. Well, I kind of understand why they're doing it, but
Get you
it's
to
just
buy another TV in a year or two.
well, it's not that. It's because they do updates like Sony does. It's all hard, based on hardware, and so like they're not doing true software. It's like, they're bound to their hardware, so
Right.
it's just stupid the way they do it. But yeah, like, an Apple TV, or a console, is the best thing to use when it comes to um, using one of these instead of a smart TV. And problems with an Apple TV is they don't like to have Amazon for some reason, but they'll allow Netflix. And then they don't like allow some of the others that you are allowed on a console, because consoles don't seem to be, stuck on one side or the others. But I can definitely see why they're very popular when it comes to that.
And also an update, when Dark Predator said you can remotely play, but it is
Yep.
running off your PS4, so no one else can use it. So it's and also I wasn't yeah. So it doesn't solve it. So I guess the Wii U is the only one that could really do that. Or Rob, you could just tell them they can watch it in the snapped version while you play
With binoculars.
70% screen. They can get the 30%
Yeah.
snapped.
Nice.
So, alrighty. Well, I think that we should probably just move on, unless you guys had anything else. I know it was short, but we got actually a bunch of stuff here in email bag this week. So,
Mm-hmm.
so into our community, we do have a website, thisxboxlife.com. It is for tracking all our shows, so you can look back on our past shows and see what we talked about. We do have a Facebook group. Brun, you talked about this number at the end of this. I actually went to see if we could go directly to this Xbox Live, and when you do, it actually comes up. In replacing the number with this Xbox Live, it comes up as nothing found. So
Oh.
I don't know. I've heard of other podcasts have a direct, I don't know how they get their actual group name directly into it, but just go to Facebook and do a search for us. Three separate words, this Xbox Live. And you'll find us if you want to be part of the community and meet some really cool people. And if you're looking for people to do raids or on Destiny or playing Forza, or this week, we are going to have a cart club on Forza. I will set it up Monday night, Tuesday morning, 12 p.m. or a.m. Pacific time. So if you don't see it right away and you're on East Coast, just give me a few hours. I'll get it set up for you.
Yeah, it'll
You
be
guys
3 a.m. East Coast.
Yeah, so don't go out there and create it. Let me create it, please. Appreciate it. It's just easier because then people keep coming to me all the time going, hey, how do I get in? If someone else created it, it makes it a little complicated when I don't have control over it. Wow, that was loud.
Sorry.
I don't know why that came through my regular speakers.
That's all right. That's for to change your Facebook URL, I think. So.
Girl.
Yay! Maybe we can do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get that corrected. We do have email, contact at thisxboxlife.com. We also have a Twitter account, which I think, Brun, you're doing some Twittering out there with that account, right?
Yes, I do get notifications when people tweet us, and that's kind of how I, kind of got bashed a little bit for the audio. I feel bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do answer it, and then when I'm reading through feeds and stuff, if I find anything interesting, I usually post it out through links. That way, I think you do as well, or somebody, one of you guys are.
When I see stuff like off Xbox Wire or stuff I post to the Facebook group, I also tweet it out.
Yeah.
If they have if the sites that have the news are having the tweet thing, I don't necessarily log into the tweet. I don't read the Twitters, but I am active in Facebook group.
Yeah, I read them. We do have to get our notification for Twitch to go out through our This Xbox Life Twitter account, and not yours.
I thought it was going out through this Xbox Live.
No, I get it out through yours all the time.
Ooh, well then I need to figure that one out. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. And we have voicemail on our website. Click the little voicemail box on the right side, and you can use your computer microphone to leave us a voicemail. We will put in the show. With that said,
do you see? Instead of changing our Facebook thing, we could change our name of our show. Hello and welcome to 47502 046475 episode 312.
We are not a number.
That's pretty good.
So. All right, we'll have to do that. So let's get into the first one. Let's see. We got Gunny Chief sent us an email. He says, guys, I'm really looking forward to Forza Horizon 2. This will be the first time buying the deluxe edition. I generally play single-player race against your friend's time. I had fun with the demo, racing multiplayer 4-player short tracks, and really good music, just like the last Horizon. Keep up the great work, guys. So we will definitely look for you, Gunny. Rob and I know will be there. Brun, not so much.
Yeah.
He'll be hauling space junk on his PC or something back and forth.
Hey, Forza 1. Forza 1.
I tell you what, at some of the game shows, the conventions and stuff, Elite Dangerous has been winning a lot of awards. People that have actually checked it out and tried it out, they're really liking it. So.
All right. So here we go. We got some questions from Roberto UK73.
Oh, boy.
And he says, hi, I recently bought an Xbox One to accompany my PS4 and wanted to look at the key elements of both systems. I realize it's an Xbox show, but I'm fed up with certain game news channels running the Xbox One down, and out of curiosity, I set up a basic scoring system based on my impression of both systems.
Cool.
There are 5 questions with the preferred console getting 1 point. First of all, console design. Initially, I mentally jumped straight to the PS4 based on its slim design and lighting system. However, after taking into account the number of USB ports and the ability to link to external media storage, the Xbox One gets the 1 point based on its extra functionality and practicality.
Okay.
Ching! That's 1.
Was that okay?
What?
I was going to say you can update your hard drive in a PlayStation 4 if you're wanting. But I guess it would take a little more, opening the case and all that stuff instead of just plug and play.
Right.
But okay, sorry. Go ahead.
2, the games. He says it's a draw for him. On this one, both systems have great exclusives, so nobody gets a point. Number 3, the dashboard. Sony sells the console as solely game console. However, they do have apps and other entertainment functionality on the system, so I'm judging this on overall entertainment options, ease of use, and speed. It's 1 point to the Xbox One. I've been very impressed with the entertainment options. Snap app is awesome. Plus, the menu operating speed, in my opinion, is faster on the Xbox One than the PS4. Taking entertainment options out, I would still have to give the Xbox One the point, as I often find the PS4 menu is slower when switching tasks and it hangs. Graphics. Both systems look fabulous compared to my Xbox 360. I really noticed the jump forward. I believe that 1080p will be standard for all games on both systems very soon. Personally, the PS4 gets my 1 point, as I believe the shading and lighting is slightly better. I didn't, however, notice any meaningful difference between the two systems. The controller. Wow, this was difficult to choose. I'd argue the 360 controller was perfect and didn't need changing. Purely based on the control pad, the game control options are higher on the PS4, and it gets the point. I'd like to give the Xbox One charger pack a big thumbs up, though. The lifetime charge it gives is far superior against the PS4's built-in charge battery. Okay, that makes the current score 2-2. Time for the tiebreaker question. If I could only own one console, then what would it be? The honest answer is I don't know. I love both systems. If you purchase a PS4, then you made a great choice. If you purchase an Xbox One, then you made a great choice. When anyone asks me what console I recommend, I outline they should get the system the majority of their friends play on and based on what game exclusives they are most interested in. They don't need to worry about the graphics. Please discuss. Particularly, I'd be interested to know if you felt the 360 controller did not need changing. A minor cosmetic tweak would have sufficed. Thanks for such a great show, Roberto UK73. All right, I'm going to respond real quick because I actually had somebody in person, actually not over the internet, ask me this week, which was better. It's funny that his question came in this because I actually, and I told him, I said, well, let me tell you this. Okay, I do an Xbox show. I love the Xbox, but I'm going to give you my honest answer. I said you really need to pick the one that's best for you. They're both great systems. They both are going to appeal to certain things. I think graphic-wise, they're the same. You can get into the tech specs, or you can get into the P's wars. The games are going to look the same. Now, if you have the ability to notice that, as I went by this guy in Call of Duty at 90 miles an hour, I was able to notice that the shine on his helmet was shinier than on the Xbox One version, then you're going to want the PlayStation 4. Honestly, you'll never notice those differences. The only way you can notice these things is when they freeze them and you look side by side. You can slightly tell some very minor differences. You'll never really notice it in gameplay. So I'm like, they're the same. I said, it really kind of comes down to the games that you want to play. Xbox and Sony both have their exclusives. Which ones do you want? If you want both, you're going to get both systems. If you don't, if you want the exclusives on one platform, that's the one to go for. I said, for me, it comes down to the controller. I do not like the PlayStation controller at all. Right. It's too small. I don't like the thumbsticks right together. It hurts my hand. I just can't function with that controller. I haven't been able to do it ever. To me, I like the Xbox's controller. I love Live. I love all those things about it. So I agree with Roberto that he wants both. I can go without the PlayStation 4. I had a PS3. I played Uncharted. That's it. I'm not buying a PS4 just to play Uncharted. It's just too much money for a system I'm not going to use. So that's what I said. I'm like, you got to really maybe try them out. See what is it you want. You got to know what you want. All the apps and all the media and entertainment, pretty much they're all the same.
Yeah, they'll both play Netflix. They'll both do all that.
Right. I think that's why I'm kind of disappointed that Microsoft shut down the Xbox Entertainment division, because I thought that was going to be a really neat option. I watched that soccer show. Even though I'm not a soccer person, I watched every Street United, and I kind of enjoyed it. And I was really looking forward to that ET thing that they were going to put out with the dig. I don't even know if that's going to make it to the console now that they've scrapped the TV or the TV channel, whatever. I wish they would have, because to me that's something that separated the consoles. That's something that made it like, okay, they're basically identical. Oh wait, Xbox has all this cool TV, special lineup of shows, just like Netflix is doing it, Amazon Primes are doing it, Hulu I think is doing it. Everybody's now coming out. They started. I think HBO was the one that really kind of started that, where they were special, and they all of a sudden they started. We're going to make our own movies.
Yeah,
and now
there's HBO and Showtime.
And now everybody else is doing it. And I was really looking forward to Microsoft doing this because it's going to add content. It's going to make the service stand above the others, and they scrapped it. I'm like, I just think that's a bad thing. But anyways, so I'm with you, Roberto. I think it really comes down to personal choice, and I think there's room in this world for 2 or 3 consoles, and I think people just need to stop defending one to the death, because guess what? You didn't do anything. You don't work for the company. And even if you did work for the company, did you even work in that division? And does it really affect you? Does it matter? 1080p to 900p. Okay? That's basically...
It's more P's.
It's 180p's. Is it really a big difference? I thought I read an article this morning when I was putting our thing together, and that one story, there was a story in there about a new game coming out, and that was the thing. So it was kind of, I was going to put it in because I think, Rob, didn't you say like 2 weeks ago that we haven't seen this anymore, the comparisons? And it was like,
Yeah, yeah,
bam. It was
yeah,
like
yeah.
the next day there was an article, and
Yeah.
I posted it in the Facebook group. Hey, Rob,
They
this is for
listen to
you.
our show.
And then this
Yeah.
week there was another one this week on another game coming out, and they're like, the only difference between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One is 1080p versus 900p. That's it. They're
Yeah.
identical otherwise. And I'm just like, wait a minute, that's like 180p. Is that really it? When you're getting that high at 900, does it really matter? You know?
It doesn't even matter between, in my opinion, it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter between 720
Exactly.
and
Well,
1080.
right.
Yeah,
I
they
think
say most
720
people.
looks great.
Yeah, they say most people can't even tell the difference between 720 and 1080.
Right. So I
I
think
mean, they
it's
both
stupid.
look good. It's like Sunset Overdrive, it's coming out, and there's a big story. It's coming out 900p, and I'm just like, I want to see the PlayStation people go insane about this because that game is developed by who?
Which game?
Sunset Overdrive.
Oh,
Insomniac.
yeah.
Insomniac. Yeah. So, which is, they develop a ton of stuff for
PS4. Or
for
Sony.
for PlayStation. So it's like, oh, well, that's just because everybody in Insomniac Games is a horrible programmer. It's just like, it's just silly the things that get put out there. It's like, oh no, the Xbox One's a failure because it only does that, and yeah. But it's funny because I had the same question. Like, what my grandson, he had an Xbox 360. He played it a lot, and his friends all got the newer consoles. One of them got a PS4, a couple of them have a 360. Which one do you think I should get him? I said, well, you can pretty much get a console if he doesn't play Kinect or anything. I said, you can get the console pretty much same price. I was like, we just saw a deal last week or 2 weeks ago where it was like an Xbox One, 2 games, and a year of Xbox Live for $430. So, so there's things like that. I just told her, I'm like, hey, go out and get the one that your grandson plays with most with his friends. It's like it's just play one that fits him, like what one he's going to use. It's like they're both good consoles. Like, what game does he play? I think she mentioned a game that's on both consoles. I can't remember. It's not Call of Duty or anything like that. But so I just told her, hey, define which one he plays the most with his friends, and go with that one. So pretty funny. But all right.
All right. Last one. First, just let me say how much I enjoy your show. It definitely keeps me interested while cutting the lawn. Thanks for all your hard work. I'm happy to try to support you through your Amazon link and just made a purchase of a number of aquarium filter items. Thanks again. I'm looking forward to your next show, Vanishing Cortex.
What is
He
it with
mows
those
the lawn.
aquarium?
I can't remember. This one we may have read a week or two ago, but I hadn't deleted it from my
No.
email, and I was like, did we say this? I couldn't remember. So I put it in and deleted it. So, and I do believe, I think Gunny Chief had said in his as well. I think I actually took it out. He had supported us through Amazon. I don't remember why I pulled it out of his and then left it in for Vanishing, but I appreciate all you guys supporting us with your purchases. But
And I was just going to make a comment about the aquarium filters because that's where I buy my aquarium filters, and I know, Mark, you do.
Yep. 'Cause that's the regular store can't touch the Amazon price.
Oh.
So
And
Phenomenal
I'd like to do
price.
the Amazon plug today because I got an Amazon story.
alrighty. So
So-
okay. Well, then we can go into our new releases next, right?
Yep.
All right. Take
Yeah,
it.
so this coming week, there's nothing coming out. It's another basically, dry week.
Whatever.
Hopefully, we'll have something the week after. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So for 360, we have a couple two tree things. There's Dark Souls 2, Crown for the Ivory King. We've got Forza Horizon 2, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. It's quite an interesting name. Falling Skies, the game that we mentioned a little while ago. Assassin's Creed Birth of a New World, the American Saga Collection. And Skylanders Trap Team. I think this is more titles than we normally get in a month. lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost to October, dude. It's gonna
Yeah.
be like this the rest of the year.
It's ramping up. And for Xbox One, we of course have Forza Horizon 2, probably one of my more anticipated games this year. Then there's Middle Earth: Shadows of Mordor, or Shadow of Mordor.
You gotta
We're gonna
say
be
it right. Mordor.
Mordor for Xbox One.
There you go.
And then Chariot for Xbox One, and that is going to be the free title as well. And then Skylanders Trap Team, again for Xbox One. So that's quite a slew of titles.
And don't forget Super Time Force for the second time in a row. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brun. So where might people wish to pick up said items?
So, if I was going to buy all of these games, I would head over to Amazon.com. Actually, this XboxLife.com/Amazon and purchase everything so I could help out the show. So, no cost to you, but does help us out. So you can use that link or go to our site, and we have a Amazon link there. So, this XboxLife.com/Amazon. So my Amazon story is I ordered a case for my iPhone 6, and I ordered it a week and 2 days ago, and I got my email saying that it was going to be delivered on Friday, September 26th by 8 p.m. I finally got it, and I was watching the tracking and everything, and on Friday it said out for delivery, and I was all excited, and it's USPS, so the mailman comes, no box from Amazon. I'm like, oh boy.
What?
So I said, okay, well, let me go look. Still, and it's like, still says out for delivery. It says by 8 p.m. today. And then I'm like, hold on, let me look at the detailed tracking. So it started over in California, goes over, and I'm looking, and Devin, my wife's like, what's PR? And I'm like, that's Puerto Rico. I was like, my case is in Puerto Rico and out for delivery. I was like, what in the world is going on? It's like It's like they're definitely not making September 26th, Friday, September 26th by 8 p.m. So I had to get a hold of them. They said, yeah, there's a shipping delay. I'm like, really? What gives you that idea? They're like, expect it, probably by the middle of the week. So then I just happened to check it Saturday, just the day after, just to see, and my shipping was updated. And it said, shipping on its way, expected delivery Thursday, September 25th.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I didn't get it then. In preparation for this story, I checked it a little bit ago, and it is in Columbus, Ohio right now, which is an amazing trip. Expected delivery, Friday, September 26th. By 8 p.m. I'm just like, what is going on? And the whole time I'm like, how does it go? You got to go from California to Ohio in like 3 days. If you can get 2 days shipping, if you're a Prime member, it should be there in 3 days. 3 to 5 business days is what they typically say. It usually takes 3 days for Amazon when it's coming from California. How it ended up outside of the United States, I have no idea. And I mean, I know Puerto Rico is it's a U.S. territory. But I didn't know USP, United States Postal Service delivered, outside of the United States. I always thought they went to an international carrier,
Is it
if needed,
USPS or UPS?
USPS.
Oh,
so I'm just like, why is it even in it?
The problem's not with Amazon. The problem is with the post office.
No, I know it's not. No, I know it's. Sorry, I know it's not an Amazon thing. I was just saying it's like I have a story because my last purchase from Amazon is going through this whole thing, and I was just like, I can't believe it's in Puerto Rico. So, now it's in Columbus, which I can drive. I work in Columbus. It's like I could pick it up, but I probably still won't get it until like Wednesday.
Well, that's because it's got to be delivered to the post office.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm almost betting it goes to either Indiana or Kentucky before it hits back to Ohio.
Wait,
it'll leave the state of Ohio.
Actually, I've got to ask you. So, is it in Columbus, the city, or is it in the hands of Columbus, the explorer?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Who
in
knows?
the city, actually. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I
bet you it leaves Ohio before I end up getting it.
I got 2 quick things I got to share with you. One's an Amazon, one's a USPS. When I first moved here to Arizona, I was one morning I got up. I was looking for something. I ordered something that morning. It was like a book or something. I ordered a book on Amazon, and I'm Prime member, so I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be delivered like within 2 days or something. It was like 3 o'clock that afternoon. There's a knock at my door. I go to my door and it's a delivery guy. Here's your package. It
Oh
was from
wow.
Amazon. It was the book. I got it the day I ordered it.
Wow.
I was like, "How did this happen?" And it was like a one of those local couriers, so they must
Yeah.
have had a distribution place here in Phoenix. But I was shocked. I was like, I got it the day I ordered. It was a couple hours later. It was at my house. I thought that was pretty interesting. Um, but the other one I thought was funny about the post office. So, Rob, you might remember this. I used to live in a town in Illinois called Plainfield, and I bought my first house there. And then we bought it was a duplex. Then we bought an actual, an unattached house in the same town, and just on the other end of town. So it's a pretty big. Plainfield's a pretty big town. So they actually it was a different post office, and all that stuff. So when we did our change of address, when something would come into that Plainfield post office and it had the change of address, instead of actually it was the same post office, but it was a different route and a different carrier who handled it. Instead of them walking that box over and putting it on the shelf to the guy that's going to deliver it to me, they send it all the way back down to Springfield, Illinois, to their main distribution center because it's a change of address, which then rerouted it back to the exact same post office. So all my mail was like a week behind. Even though it would go to the right building, they just wouldn't hand it to the guy to deliver it. They had to follow the process and ship it back and spend taxpayer money to ship it back downstate to bring it right back to the same building. And I was
Hmm.
in there talking to him, and I'm like, "Do you guys get the how asinine this is?" And they're like, "Well, what do you want me to do?" I'm like, "Hand it to my postal carrier. It's already in the building, and you're sending it back downstate to come right back to you. It doesn't make any sense." And they just wouldn't. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh," and they wonder why people hate government workers.
Have you
This is why.
have you seen the technology that I don't know if we mentioned it here or not, like the Amazon distribution centers are going to use like the little orange robots the underneath the oh my gosh, shelving, and they like spin up and it lifts them up and they drive down highways and stuff, and they actually take the packages to the places and drive them around. They call them like highways. It's from Kiva Systems. It's Kiva. And if you look up like Kiva, Amazon Kiva Systems or whatever, like that's the stuff they wanted to put in for their distribution centers. And that place said it was going to take so long for the implement it into their distribution centers. They just bought the company.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it is really cool. Like there's like a whole 10-minute video like shows how everything works, and it is really neat. I mean, it is really neat. So like instead of if you've heard about distribution centers, like people will get like their list that they have to do, and it'll tell them what shelves to go to, what aisle, what shelf, what bin, and they have to search for it, and then they get it and stick it in a box, and it goes off somewhere. Like people running around getting everything.
Hmm.
This one here is the shelving comes to you.
Wow.
And so like if a shelf has two items on it, what it does is like it'll pull up to the person, they'll take it off, they'll package it, and then that shelf will go to the end of the line and loop back around. So the person's just pulling the things out as they need them, packaging, and then sending them off. And those things just drive around. It is so cool. You guys definitely have to check it out.
What?
So
Where you put? Can you put the link in the chat window?
yeah, this is the company
That
Kiva
way,
Systems. I'll have to see if I can find
that'd be.
the.
I want to see the video you're talking about at
Oh,
Amazon.
okay.
So we'll look it up. But kivasystems.com. So
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's neat stuff. I'm
Yep.
waiting for the drones, man. I'm waiting for the drone to
Yeah.
land at my doorstep, kick the box out, and then take back off again. Dude, I would sit outside my house all day long just waiting to see this drone come in. And hopefully it won't drop the box on my roof. but So, anyways, we should probably get going, guys. I know it's really late there, Brun. So,
Yes.
we thank everybody for listening and joining us this week and sticking with us. We'll be back again next week. I will be reporting on Forza Horizon 2 and Shadow of Mordor. It's downloading now. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. If I'm still alive and my wife hasn't killed me, I'll be here next week to tell you all about it.
Okay.
So with that, we are out of here. I am Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Catch y'all next week.
And I'm Brun, PJ Swick 33. Have a good one.